Xiaoling, a fresh graduate with zero luck and even less confidence, starts her day with dreams of landing a job, but real life slaps her immediately. On her way to a job fair, a creepy fortune teller offers to read her future. She walks away like a boss, only to crash into a delivery guy's scooter and wreck his food. The fortune teller disappears, and Xiaoling ends up paying for the damage. A true modern-day Cinderella, but with no fairy godmother and minus the ball. The job fair turns out worse. Each interview becomes a cringe fest. She tries hard, but her answers sound like they were copied from a brochure. Rejected by everyone, she hides in the restroom, trying to convince herself that interviewers just couldn't handle her beauty. Later that night, Xiaoling receives a mysterious job interview invitation. Desperate, she rushes toward the location, Rakshasa Street. The place looks like it belongs in a horror movie. She walks through a strange barrier, clueless about the danger. No company signs, no lights, no people, just creepy vibes. She panics, convinced she's walked into an organ harvesting trap. Her phone dies, and reality hits. She is truly lost. Suddenly, monsters appear. At first, she thinks they are film props, but then they chase her, screaming like a background character in a zombie movie. She runs blindly. At the same time, the delivery guy from earlier shows up again, but he's no ordinary rider. This is Cao Yanbing, and his little brother, Cao Xuanliang, is tagging along. Both are part of this secret world. Cao Yanbing fights the ghosts, while his brother warns him to avoid hurting the girl. Turns out, Xiaoling accidentally walked into a realm between life and death called Requiem Street. It's guarded by generals, who stop evil spirits from entering the human world. When a ghost general appears and challenges them, the fight gets serious. The ghost smashes Cao Yanbing through a wall, using a snake arm attack. But the dude stands back up like he's the Goku of discount anime. He summons his guardian spirit, Shu Chu, who smashes the ghost into oblivion. A flashback begins and drops the first plot twist like a bomb. The short guy, Cao Xuanliang, turns out to be the elder brother, and the tall one, Cao Yanbing, is actually the younger one. At birth, Yanbing shows no psychic powers, unlike his big brother. Their mother hopes that maybe he will live a peaceful, normal life, just like your mother hoped but you turned out to be a simp. On that same day, their father tells Xuanliang that family comes first. He must protect his little brother, just like a requiem general protects the boundary between the living and the dead. He shows him a sacred pagoda tree that holds their family names, a symbol of love and duty. It also stands as a barrier between the human and spirit realms. Later that night, Xuanliang hears their parents talking secretly. They mention a mission from the constable and promise to return before morning. But morning comes, and days pass, with no sign of them. Xuanliang, still a child, takes responsibility for protecting his clueless baby brother. Then things go from sad to garbage real quick. One day, Guifu shows up at their house with a smug stranger. This guy, Lu Tianyu, claims he is the new general of Rakshasa Street. Xuanliang hears voices outside and thinks it's his parents. Instead, he gets slapped by this loser, who struts around like he owns the place. Lu calls in his guardian spirit, Yanqing, and tells him to throw the boy out. But Yanqing senses that Xuanliang has psychic powers and stops. Lu then says the parents left, and because the street has no guardian, he was appointed to replace General Cao. Next, Lu hears Yanbing crying inside. He grabs the kid, finds out he has no powers, and calls him a useless mortal. He orders his guardian to toss the boy off Rakshasa Street. This idiot doesn't even blink before punishing a child. But Xuanliang pulls off a wild move. He burns the entire house down to escape. Then he shows up at the border like a full-on action movie protagonist, snatches his brother from Lu's hands, and jumps through the barrier to protect him. Even Spider-Man would be clapping at this dramatic exit. Xiaoling wakes up inside the Cao brothers' house and realizes everything she saw was real. No dream, no hallucination, no movie set. She truly walked into the gate of hell like a tourist with zero survival sense. She panics, but Cao Yanbing tells her she is alive. He explains that mortals who enter Rakshasa Street usually get their memories erased, and he tries to wipe hers since she shows no psychic power. The guy is ready to hit reset on her life, like she is a broken phone. Cao Xuanliang steps in and shows Guifu's card from Xiaoling's bag. That detail changes everything. When Xiaoling shows the so-called job message, the brothers realize it is actually a psychic message from Guifu. Only people with a certain spirit level can decode it. Xiaoling unknowingly flexed a rare ability, like she unlocked a secret DLC. Cao Yanbing then takes Xia Ling on his bike to escort her out. They ride through the strange world, passing ghosts attracted to the border. Yanbing explains the weight his position carries and how the street becomes more dangerous near the edge. Su Chu, the giant guardian spirit, clears a path, smashing ghosts like he is playing a speedrun. Xia Ling clings to Yanbing for dear life, regretting every decision that led her here. Even this scared newcomer is having a crazier night than you. A giant wall appears ahead. Xia Ling begs him to stop, but Yanbing keeps going because the wall is actually the border. They break through and land safely on the human side. Yanbing then charges her for the ride, proving he is both a hero and a shameless businessman. He explains that Guifu is not a general, but a messenger of the constable sent to find spirit hosts. Xia Ling tries to deny she is one, but Yanbing writes a psychic word on his palm and asks her to read it. She reads it easily. Another person cannot. That proves she is a spirit host with a high-level guardian spirit. She stands there confused, realizing her whole life just changed faster than Goku, transforming into Super Saiyan 3. Yanbing tells her to stay away from Rakshasa Street because he refuses to deal with Guifu again. Xia Ling walks away with more questions than answers, unaware that Guifu is watching from a rooftop, smiling like a man who knows a secret no one else understands. In another flashback, young Cao Xuanliang is seen stealing expired food like a starving raccoon. A shopkeeper catches him red-handed, so Xuanliang runs straight back to his hideout under the bridge near Rakshasa Street. This kid is basically a budget version of Oliver Twist with anger issues. That night, Otto arrives with the exact food Xuanliang tried to steal. Instead of saying thanks, Xuanliang jumps him like it's WWE Raw. Otto tries to offer help by mentioning a place with food, clothes, and shelter, but Xuanliang refuses because it's far from Rakshasa Street. Loyalty over logic, even if it means eating expired noodles in the rain. Days pass. Xuanliang and Yanbing continue living like Pokemon NPCs with tragic backstories. Rain, cold, and heat mean nothing to them. Then one night, Yanbing gets sick. His tiny body burns with fever, and Xuanliang takes him to a hospital. The doctor agrees to help only if he brings their parents. Classic, broken system energy. With no options left, Xuanliang goes back to Otta and agrees to go to the mysterious shelter. They arrive, and a woman bathes Xuanliang and gives him clean clothes. But when he asks about his brother, she avoids the question harder than students avoid group projects. Suspicious, Xuanliang sneaks out and hears Otta bargaining with a shady man. The man refuses to pay for Yanbing, saying the boy might die soon. Otta is out here selling kids like it's Facebook Marketplace. Furious, Xuanliang tries to escape but gets captured and tortured, screaming for his brother the whole time. Meanwhile, Yanbing is dumped in a trash bin outside like discarded leftovers. Xuanliang finally awakens his guardian spirit, Yujin, who appears behind him like an anime final boss transformation. The captors never stood a chance. Xuanliang beats them down, rescues his brother, and heads straight back to the hospital, forcing the doctor to treat him this time. Yujin, now impressed, kneels and pledges loyalty to Xuanliang. The boy who had nothing now has a guardian spirit and a fierce will. In the present day, Xia Ling keeps thinking about what happened on Rakshasa Street. She wonders if she really has a guardian spirit. Many times, she tries to summon it, but nothing happens. Even a vending machine gives better results than her efforts. She decides to return to Rakshasa Street to learn how to do it properly. But during the trip, she changes her mind. She realizes she just wants a peaceful, normal life instead of dealing with ghosts and swords. Next day, Xia Ling attends another job interview. This time, she gets hired. She dances around in her room, like she just won a game show. Feeling proud, she finds Guifu's card and throws it away like trash, thinking she will never need it again. This girl really thinks her life is back to normal after just one job offer. But a creepy robot is already watching her from a distance. The robot receives orders to check for a guardian spirit and enters her room without knocking like it pays rent. It attacks and scans her, confirming an 85% match for a guardian spirit. Then it receives a new order to eliminate her. Just in time, Guifu appears and destroys the robot. He tells her that an organization called the Kingdom wants to capture her. More robots rush in like it's a budget version of the Matrix. Guifu tells her to escape to Rakshasa Street while he handles the rest. Xia Ling runs but ends up on the rooftop instead, clearly failing basic directions like a confused RPG player. Guifu appears again and eats her off the rooftop, but gently. She lands on a trolley, and Guifu somehow controls her fall like he's piloting a shopping cart from heaven. Safely reaching the ground, she keeps running with more robots chasing her. One truck almost turns her into roadkill, but then her guardian spirit finally shows up. A glowing barrier surrounds her, saving her life. She shakes from the shock and tells Guifu what happened. Somewhere far away, a shady man watches everything from a dark control room and confirms it. Xialing is officially a spirit host. In a flashback, a street thug files a complaint at the police station. He claims he got beaten up by two brothers, Cao Xuanliang and Cao Yanbing. Peak embarrassment. At that time, Cao Xuanliang returns to Raksha Street with Yanbing, who insists on seeing their old home. Once inside, they stumble across an evil spirit attacking a ghost girl. The spirit looks like a walking nightmare straight out of a budget horror movie. Cao Yanbing rushes in like a brave idiot, clearly forgetting he has no psychic powers. Just before the monster can strike him, Yu Jin steps in and saves him like a true MVP. Cao Xuanliang syncs up with Yu Jin and together they bring the evil spirit down. The girl ghost silently watches. Somewhere else, Lu Tianyu hears about a young spirit host defeating a spirit and instantly knows it has to be Xuanliang. Lu reacts like a boomer, reading a Gen Z meme. Xuanliang tells his brother it's time to leave. He says Rakshasa Street is no longer their home. But before they can exit, Lu's spirit rogues show up like school bullies who failed gym class. Yu Jin blocks them. Then Lu summons Yan Qing and commands him to beat the kid up. Yu Jin and Yan Qing clash, but it's clear from the first few hits that Yu Jin is getting outplayed. Yan Qing's hits land harder than reality after a failed job interview. Yu Jin falls, defeated. Cao Xuanliang, shocked, cannot understand how he lost. Lu tells him the harsh truth, that he's too weak now. Lu grabs Xuanliang like he's taking out the trash and drops another bomb. Huang Fulongdu is the guy who killed their parents and is now wanted. Then, proving he's got the moral compass of a broken vending machine, Lu sells Cao Xuanliang to Guifu. Guifu plans to ship him off to Death Island for hardcore training to become the next general. Because clearly, traumatized kids make the best military recruits. Meanwhile, the ghost girl they saved quietly guides the clueless Cao Yanbing away from danger. Even this ghost girl has more guts than you. Back in the present, Guifu and Xialing return to the house on Rakshasa Street. Cao Xuanliang greets them like a calm landlord who has already seen too much drama in one lifetime. Cao Yanbing, on the other hand, looks annoyed because he had already told Xialing not to come back. Guifu ignores the attitude and says he wants Cao Yanbing to train her. That idea gets rejected faster than a spam email. Cao Yanbing says she should go to Death Island instead, because apparently this dude thinks he's the Hogwarts Sorting Hat. But with trauma, Guifu explains the serious part. The kingdom organization is after Xialing. These clowns are not just hunting her but also invading ghost realms like it's a new level in Call of Duty. He wants her to stay hidden here. Cao Yanbing still refuses, claiming she is completely useless. Xialing offers to help around the house, so he lets her stay, but only as his maid. The next few days turn into a tragic comedy. Xialing wakes up every morning to the sound of a bell, summoned like a pizza delivery in a sad anime version of The Devil Wears Prada. She runs errands, cleans, and survives all kinds of nonsense just for food. Cao Yanbing even tells her to become a delivery person, saying she needs to earn her meals. Cao Xuanliang tries to speak sense, warning that it's dangerous to leave the street because the kingdom people are hunting her. Xialing finally snaps. She says she'll just pay rent instead. Cao Yanbing asks for $100, but she throws down $200 like a boss. This girl went into full Sigma mode and made this psychic loser her personal butler. Now Cao Yanbing does the cleaning, while Xialing chills. He ends up exhausted, looking like someone who skipped leg day but still tried CrossFit. Later, Cao Xuanliang reminds him that the kingdom hasn't attacked yet, so something feels off. They call Guifu for answers. Guifu explains that Xialing's guardian spirit holds the elixir of reviving, and that's why the kingdom wants her. He suggests they train her, so they might one day use the elixir to bring someone back. Cao Yanbing finally tells Xialing the fun part is over. It's time to get serious with training. In the flashback, Guifu drags Cao Xuanliang to Death Island like it's summer camp for cursed kids. The moment they arrive, other trainees start betting on who will cry or run away first. These boys are basically budget bullies from a rejected Naruto filler arc. The island's master gathers the newcomers and explains the rules. One can either train to become a Requiem general or get their memory erased at 18, and be dumped back into the human world like a broken USB stick. Tao Xuanliang listens for about 3 seconds before leaping into the river to escape. This genius thought he was starring in Finding Nemo. But the river is cursed, causing everything to sink, so he starts drowning instantly. The master rescues him and calmly repeats the 2 outcomes: either train or forget everything. Back at the dorm, the other boys try to bully Cao Xuanliang. He tries to summon Yu Jin, but nothing happens. One of the punks explains that the spirit seals on the walls block all guardian spirits. The group then jumps him and delivers a beatdown like it's their favorite hobby. They really gang up on him like he owes them rent. Lu Yuchan arrives just in time and summons his own guardian spirit, scaring the others away. Cao Xuanliang asks for the secret to summoning, but Lu keeps it to himself. Instead, Lu offers an escape plan, claiming he has a theory. Meanwhile, on Rakshasa Street, Lu Tianyu sends his rogue spirits to hunt Cao Xuanliang. The mute ghost girl keeps Cao Yanbing hidden and safe. Later that night, Lu Yuchan and Cao Xuanliang climb to the rooftop of Death Island. Cao wonders if this escape plan is even real. Lu insists the island is upside down and says jumping off will sink them to sea level, which he believes is the true exit. Cao Xuanliang jumps without hesitation. The theory works. He sinks fast and breaks through to the real surface, escaping Death Island. The master hears about the escape and immediately commands silence, knowing this is the first time anyone has ever pulled it off. And here you are, still trying to escape responsibilities by hitting snooze 5 times every morning. Back in the present, Xiaoling starts her training under Cao Yanbing. She quickly realizes this is not some cute girl boss montage. This is more like boot camp designed by a demon PE teacher. The routine includes jumping, dodging, rolling, and more pain than her monthly expenses. She runs to Cao Xuanliang and cries that this is too much for someone who owns hair conditioner. Cao Xuanliang tells her it's all for her own good. He even hands over some training books that look like they were printed before Wi-Fi existed. She calls Guifu like she's phoning HR, complaining that Cao Yanbing is following some comic book methods. Guifu calmly explains that every Requiem general has their own way of training. Basically, it's anime logic. No one cares about OSHA rules. Xiaoling declares she's done and wants to follow Guifu instead. Guifu shuts her down and reminds her about the kingdom organization still hunting her. He also says he is chasing Huang Fulongdo, the same guy who allegedly murdered the siblings' parents. So Xiaoling has no choice but to keep training with the man who wakes her up with a bell like it's 1850. Later that night, an explosion shakes Rakshasa Street. Tao Xuanliang tells Xiaoling to come along and watch the evil spirit battle to improve her reflexes. Cao Yanbing protests, saying she should stay behind and not get in the way. Xiaoling follows anyway, because she has guts unlike you. At the battlefield, Cao Yanbing uses Shu Chu to clash with incoming evil spirits. The fight is intense, with spirit energy shaking the air. Cao Xuanliang gets serious when he notices the kingdom organization is likely behind this, testing the strength of the street's protective barrier. Xiaoling watches Cao Yanbing fight like a warrior from a shonen anime. Cao Xuanliang shields her from a stray spirit and reminds her that strength comes from inner belief, not gender. The next day, Xiaoling trains harder. She smashes her old limits and sets new personal records, finally moving like someone who actually deserves to be called a spirit host. In the past, Lu Tianyu arranges a brutal contest among the evil spirits roaming Rakshasa Street. He offers power to the strongest one, treating the whole place like it's a gladiator reality show. It's like Squid Game but with fewer rules and even worse contestants. One evil spirit wins the deathmatch and immediately lunges at Lu Tianyu, thinking he can level up by biting the boss. But Yan Qing, Lu Tianyu's loyal guardian spirit, stops the attack effortlessly and reminds everyone who's really in charge. Lu Tianyu remains obsessed with hunting Cao Yanbing. He sends more spirit rogues to search every corner of the street. Meanwhile, Cao Yanbing and the mute girl hide in silence, keeping their heads low and their spirit pressure even lower. Their stealth game is strong, but not everyone on the street supports their mission. Some ghosts begin to whisper about the mute girl's actions. One old ghost even warns her that hiding a spirit host will bring disaster. The girl ignores the warning, too loyal or too naive to back down. Clearly, she skipped every lesson about snitching and street survival. Back at Lu Tianyu's base, frustration bubbles up. None of the spirits he sent have returned with good news. Lu Tianyu loses his temper and commands his champion spirit to clean house, meaning kill the weak rogues and keep searching for Cao Yanbing. Yanqing offers to step in personally, but Lu Tianyu insists on holding him back, saying he won't waste high-level energy on low-level problems. Lu Tianyu tries a different tactic. He questions the locals about Cao Yanbing. Most residents keep their lips sealed, but the same old man who warned the mute girl earlier decides to open his big mouth. He spills the truth like it's happy hour at the gossip tavern. Lu Tianyu immediately sends a rogue spirit to capture the boy. The spirit locates Cao Yanbing and attacks, thinking this will earn him a promotion. But Cao Xuanliang suddenly returns and brings Yu Jin with him. Yu Jin wastes no time and defeats the rogue spirit in a quick but flashy battle. Think of Mortal Kombat with less blood, but more glowing eyes. Just when everything seems safe again, the mute girl unexpectedly changes. Her energy shifts, her expression darkens, and something evil starts to rise inside her. Xiaoling continues her struggle to summon her guardian spirit. Every attempt ends in failure, leaving her frustrated and tired. She feels completely useless, like a mobile game that drains all energy and never gives good results. Cao Xuanliang calmly reminds her that guardian spirits appear when the need to protect their host becomes real. But encouragement alone doesn't stop her from feeling like she's losing in a one-player game. Meanwhile, Cao Yanbing chases clues about Huang Fulongdu, the mysterious man believed to have killed his parents. He meets a fellow Requiem general, but learns nothing helpful. One visit after another, one conversation after the next, and still no solid lead. Without knowing it, a spy from the Kingdom organization watches him through a robot. But the spy learns the hard way that spying on Cao Yanbing is like poking a lion with a stick. Cao Yanbing suddenly appears behind the robot and destroys it before it can report anything. On Rakshasa Street, Xiaoling shares her worry with Cao Xuanliang. She believes the Kingdom organization is targeting her for a reason. The border around the street provides some protection, but she senses a trap. She points out the strange timing of everything, her guardian spirit acting strange, her failure to connect with it, and Huang Fulongdu re-entering the story. She suspects the Kingdom organization has tricked Cao Yanbing into leaving so they can strike her. Guifu shows up after the robot is destroyed. He admits he has no updates on Huang Fulongdu and warns Cao Yanbing about burning himself out, chasing shadows. But Cao Yanbing refuses to forget the man who took his parents. Guifu reminds him that protecting Xiaoling comes first now. Guifu uses the broken robot to talk to the Kingdom agent. The man refuses any deal and says Xiaoling is his only target. Back on the street, Xiaoling and Cao Xuanliang run into a giant spider spirit. Xiaoling wants to flee, but the spider launches a diamond web that blasts through the house wall like paper. Cao Xuanliang attacks with lightning, but the spider's thick hide absorbs it. One hard strike sends Cao Xuanliang flying like a ragdoll. The spider traps Xiaoling in a sticky web. The Kingdom agent mocks them, bragging that Cao Yanbing left her unguarded. But Cao Yanbing says Xiaoling isn't truly alone. She tries summoning her guardian again, but the web blocks her powers. Just like your excuses block you from going to the gym. Suddenly, Cao Xuanliang summons Tang Lu Yu. Yes, a guardian spirit from someone who isn't even a spirit host. Tang Lu Yu unleashes a missile storm from the sky. The spider releases more babies, but they all get blasted by the incoming attack. The Kingdom agent watches in shock, realizing he severely underestimated this house of misfits. Xiaoling looks at Cao Xuanliang in awe. She finally realizes strength doesn't always follow the rules. Another flashback shows the moment when the mute girl completely loses control. She attacks Cao Yanbing with no warning. The boy freezes in shock, watching someone he once trusted now turn into a threat. Cao Xuanliang wastes no time and summons his guardian spirit, Yu Jin, to protect his younger brother. Cao Yanbing, still hoping things can go back to normal, begs his brother to spare the girl. He reminds him how she once protected him, fed him, and kept him hidden during his most vulnerable days. His heart refuses to believe she could ever mean harm. Cao Xuanliang listens. He hesitates. Then he commands Yu Jin to let her go. But good intentions don't always pay off. The girl resumes her attack, and even this anime boy finally realizes that loyalty has limits. Cao Xuanliang apologizes, stating that protecting his brother comes before anything else. He orders Yu Jin to end the threat. The girl dies on the spot, and something dies inside both brothers. Somewhere, far away, Lu Tianyu watches all of this unfold. Yanqing, his guardian spirit, asks why he's so obsessed with the two boys. Lu answers like every manipulative anime villain ever, saying the world is cruel, and these boys need to learn it the hard way. He tells Yanqing to capture them no matter what. Back on Raksha Street, Cao Yanbing takes on the painful duty of burying his mute friend. He names her Xiao Ruo because of the warmth she once showed, but his grief turns into pure anger. He turns on Cao Xuanliang and Yujin, disowning them both. He declares that being stronger than someone doesn't give you the right to play God. Even without a guardian spirit, Cao Yanbing swears to surpass his brother. He promises to become stronger on his own terms, and one day take revenge for Xiao Ruo. Cao Xuanliang says nothing. He silently accepts the punishment, knowing both of them carry the same pain now. Elsewhere, Yanqing watches the brothers walk away. He reports to Lu Tianyu that Cao Xuanliang clearly returned only to save his brother and doesn't plan on staying. Lu relaxes, convinced the two won't come back. But outside that cursed street, the brothers begin intense training, one fueled by guilt, the other by rage, and you are still doing nothing with life. Now, move your fat ass because that is it for today. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and drop your thoughts in the comments. Until next time.